everybody, I'm Mama Baird. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I have a what we eat in a week for you. I'm going to be cooking up mostly dinners. I do have one breakfast for you. Sweetie Pie says hi, by the way. I was able to get a really nice Boston butt roast, and that took most of our meals because I made quite a bit of meat. So let's get into the kitchen and I'm going to show you what I make from what I have on hand. If you're new to the channel, my name is Carolina. Please give me a like. Hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed. Press that notification bell. It'll let you know every time I post a new video. And if you don't mind leaving me a comment, it really goes a long way. Thank you so much, guys. All right, so enough jibber jabber. Let's get into the kitchen and let's see what I whip up for my family of 5. Hey everybody, for dinner tonight I have these pork medallions here. I'm going to be using their in chimichurri sauce. I think there's like 3 of them in there. So I'm going to dice them up and we're going to do a sheet pan meal. So I got a couple of russet potatoes, and then I got some fresh broccoli here. So we're just going to chop everything up. First thing I'm going to do is get my potatoes peeled and get them in the water to kind of get some starch off of them. Our oven is ready. It's set at 375. So you could keep the peel on if you like it. I'm peeling it. I did wash these, but I always find that even after washing them, you still get a bunch of dirt on there. So I like to soak them in the water anyway to kind of re-rinse them. Get re-rinsed. I'm going to dice these in about 1-inch cubes, so about bite size, might be 2 bites. I don't want them to cook too fast, but I kind of want everything to cook at the same time, so the potatoes will take a little longer than the broccoli, so you might want to cut them kind of small and keep the broccoli kind of big, that kind of thing. I usually cut a potato into 3 long slices, and then I trim those into your 1-inch cubes. And next with the broccoli, like I was saying, we're just going to kind of keep them a little big. I'm going to trim around the stem. I always rinse my broccoli after I cut it because that way I can get into it pretty well. I think these 3 broccoli heads here cost me $1.78, so not too bad. Another thing you can do is just cut off the stem and then break it apart into its florets so you don't have to cut them individually as well. Alright, let's give this a rinse. Alright, we're going to leave that in the sink to drain a little bit. Let's flip this over. Let's get these pork medallions cut up. Ooh, those smell good. Oh, interesting. They're pretty small. I think maybe we should just keep them whole. I didn't realize they were so small. I don't know what you guys think. I think I'm just going to keep them. Since we're going to do that, I thought they were a little bigger. I'm also going to pour the potatoes into the broccoli. Alright, so here's our broccoli and our potatoes. I'm going to pour some olive oil. Now this is some powdered ranch I have. I think I'm going to do that. I think that sounds good. Ranch potatoes. Toss. Oh, those look pretty good. What do you think? Yeah, pretty good. Alright. I might use something different for the meat now that I think about it. Alright, so there's our broccoli and our potatoes. I have this little sheet pan. Let's do the pork on here. Alright, I am going to put a little bit of salt on there, pepper, and then I'm going to drizzle some olive oil on here too. I don't know if there was any oil in that, and it'll kind of help give it a good sear. Alright, so these two are going in the oven, 375. We're going to do 20 minutes and then we'll check it. All right, guys, this smells good. I'm gonna let it sit and then we're gonna check the broccoli. Oh. Okay, let's see. We're gonna let these go for probably about 10 more minutes, and I'm probably even gonna put them under the broiler for a little bit. Actually, I might just put them under the broiler for a little bit. Let's try one. Oh yeah, woo! The potatoes are cooked through, so I'm just gonna change. See, I just need a camera assistant. What am I doing? I'm gonna change to broil. We're gonna go to high, and then we're gonna put this in there, and it'll give it a nice char. It smells good, you guys. Alright, I'll bring it back when it's done. Oh, we're probably going to leave it about 5 minutes. Let's see, these are 5 minutes on high. Let's give them... And then I'm probably going to do 3 more minutes. 3 more minutes. Try and flip everything. That looks pretty good, huh? Let's give it a try. Oh, that's good. Pretty flavorful. Tender too. Oh, good stuff. I love chimichurri sauce. Ooh, good thing I'm not wearing mascara. It would melt. It was hot. Alright, there we go. Alright guys, this is what we're having for dinner tonight. What do you think? Looks pretty good, huh? Alright, let's see what I'm cooking next. Hey everybody, for dinner tonight, I got this Boston butt roast. I'm going to cook it in the crock pot. It has like some really good seasoning, paprika, fennel, garlic salt. So this looks really good. Couldn't help but snag it up. $10 too for 4 pounds. It does have a bone in. And then I have these petite whole onions. Usually I would slice up an onion and put it on the bottom to kind of use it as a barrier against the bottom of the crock pot. But I have these I need to get used up out of the fridge. So we're just going to put those in here. This is about a cup, you know, just half a bag. And then let's put this in there as well. I think this sounds really good. We'll hit this with some barbecue sauce. And then maybe we'll have pulled pork sandwiches. Oh, look at all that seasoning. I got this at Super One. They did a great job. Just like that. I am going to add some apple cider vinegar just around the bottom. That's kind of going to help break down the meat, get it nice and tender. And right now it is 9:50, almost 10 o'clock. So we're going to let this go on low pretty much all day until dinner tonight. And I'll bring it back when it's all done. Oh boy. Looks good. Alright guys, it's 6 o'clock. It's been 8 hours. We're going to check our pork. First thing though, I'm going to make sandwiches from it. I got some of these poor boy rolls on sale for $1 off, so it was $1.98. We are going to use these, and there's cheese on them. We're going to use these as the vessels of our sandwiches. So I'm just going to toast it a bit so it can handle the barbecue sauce. Just do 3 minutes. Alright, let's check our pork. Oh, you guys see that? Looks pretty good. Oh, yeah, I'd say that's done. Oh, you guys, look at that. Here's the bone. Came undone. Oh, this is beautiful. I love crockpot cooking meat. I don't really use the crockpot too much for meals, but I do use it as a way to cook my meats. Like those onions are cooked, so they can probably mix in with the meat there. Wow, that's quite a bit too. Let's give it a try. Alright, let's go turn the crock pot off. So we're going to do different types of barbecue sauce. I'm going to do this Chick-fil-A sauce that I got for clearance at Super One. So we're going to use that for the kids. It's not bologna. Pepperoni? No, it's not pepperoni.
It smells like pepperoni. Just to let you know.
Okay.
Do you not think it smells like pepperoni?
I don't.
No. What do you think it smells like?
Pork.
Pork?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a lot of ketchup.
Barbecue sauce.
Oh. Is that also for us or just for you?
This is for you. Please, I'm trying to work, honey. I gotta talk to the camera and stuff. Oh yeah, look at that. Let's try it with the sauce. Oh, that's good. I'm gonna add just a little more sauce to make it kind of more saucy. Perfect. Buns are toasty. Ooh. Let's put the next round in. We'll do just 2 minutes that time. Alright, and then I have some home canned coleslaw we're going to add on this. This is just like a vinegar based. I'm just gonna drain the brine. Didn't do a very good job draining it. There we go. Kind of press it down because we don't want this too liquidy. We're gonna add mayonnaise and stuff to this. Alright, we're gonna add some mayonnaise to this.
That's a lot of mayonnaise.
I know, it was a lot of mayonnaise. I didn't mean to do that much.
That looks good. Are we gonna have hot dogs?
Kinda. Little pork sandwiches.
Oh.
That was a lot of mayonnaise.
Super lot of mayonnaise.
Alright, so let's assemble. Put some pork down. And some of our coleslaw. Alright, there is our sandwich. One last thing we are going to have with it, and that is a handful of fries. Alright, let's hand this over to the kids and I'll let you know what they think of it. Alright, husband and I's is going to be a little different because I'm going to be using some rhubarb barbecue sauce that I made. Also another thing I got canned up, need to get used up. So this one is a little spicy, too spicy for the kids, but it's like kind of like sweet and spicy. So we're going to add some of this. I can leave this video link down below. Made it a couple years ago if you'd like to see how I made it. I really like the little onions in there too. They give a nice little pop. Kind of got like some white meat in there, dark meat. I don't know if pork has white meat and dark meat, but it seems a little lighter. See what I'm saying? Alright, a little more sauce. This one's a little thick. It's because she's sweet. There's sugar and raisins and rhubarb in this. Really good. I made too much at once though. Go figure. Now adding the cold barbecue sauce in there is going to kind of tone down the meat, like cool it down a bit. Alright. You can reheat this back up though if you want it super hot. Added a little too much mayonnaise, so we'll just kind of drip it out, but that'll help soften up that crunchy bread. Last thing I'm gonna do is add some of my home canned jalapenos. Pickled jalapenos and pickled onions. I like it spicy. Ah, there we go. Mmm. Oh, you guys. This is so good. You gotta give this a try. Good morning, everybody. For breakfast, we are going to be using these ham steaks. And then I got some cheddar cheese, mayonnaise, bagels, and eggs. So we're making a ham, egg, and cheese breakfast sandwich. Bagel sandwich, I guess. So we are going to get these toasting. And I got those going in the air fryer. Let's get this opened up. Let's give them a smell. Yes. Drain on juice. Pretty good ham steak. Let's see, there's a pound in here, so each one of these is a quarter pound. Half, yay. Alright, let's do eggs. I've got some of my farm fresh eggs here. This one's got a cone head. They say if it's long like this, then it's going to be a boy, and if it's round, it's a girl. I don't know if that's true, but that's what they say. Like the pregnancy myths too, right? You know, like, oh, if you're cone shaped or if you're pointy, it's a boy, right? Alright, I'm just gonna do one egg since that steak's pretty big here. Alright, let's put these on our skillet. We're gonna get these kind of charred and heated up first before we do our eggs. Alright, here's our bagels. Like I said, just a light toast. You still want them kind of chewy, easy to eat, you know. I got kids who are missing teeth and got loose teeth, and then we got adults who have cavities that hurt their teeth. So, you know, we got to keep it easy on the teeth around here. Okay. There's our ham. Money. Some pepper. My husband and kids do not like runny eggs, so I'm going to make sure that these get cooked all the way. That's why I wasn't too worried when the egg cracked already with the yolk broken. So I'm going to keep flipping them and moving them. I have a video that I made that's Eggs 101 where I cook eggs 8 different ways. I can have that linked below if you want to learn a little more about how to cook eggs. Alright, I'm going to put the slice of cheese on here, let it steam. Lately the kids and husband don't like fully cooked, or they like fully cooked eggs, so it doesn't really matter. My pan, it kind of got stick. I need to re-season it a little bit. Fried eggs are not supposed to stick on pans. Boom. 1 egg. So you could do 2 eggs per sandwich if you wanted it a little more, you know. But honestly, I think that's a pretty good sandwich, yeah. Boom shakalaka. Let's a cut. Look at that. So I'm going to serve everybody half a sandwich and then some fruit. So that's going to be our breakfast. Yeah. Take a bite. I'll probably make the other 2. Yeah, we'll probably need more than half. That's really good. Hey everybody, for tonight's dinner, we're going to be using up some of this pork butt that we used in the crock pot last night. I have some butter in my pan here. I have these noodles. They're like pan made noodles. Kind of look like fettuccine. We're going to be using these in replace of egg noodles. I think this will work fine. And I got to get this used up. And then I'm going to be using 2 cans of cream and mushroom, 1 can of sliced mushrooms, sour cream, and who's your sister sauce. Now you could add onion in this if you wanted as well. I'm being lazy. I don't even want to cut up an onion. We're just going to add the meat in here, kind of get this heated up, and then we'll add in all the other stuff, and it should come together quickly. The noodles are already cooked, so we're just going to add them to the hot like liquid mixture in here, and they'll warm up. I also have like beef broth and milk on standby if I need to add some more liquid. Oh, it smells good already. Alright, so I'm going to use about half of it. I'll save the other half for another meal. I also saved that broth from the roast last night, so that's what this is. So if we need to add something, I forgot about it till just now, that'll be what we could add. We needed a little more saucy, you know. I forgot about that back half. That would have been good to cook this in instead of that butter, but that's okay. It'll add the flavor. And we're going to strain this. Mushrooms in there. Couple of splashes, Worcestershire sauce. Alright, let's add the cream and mushrooms. Then as the cream of mushroom heats up, it kind of like becomes the sauce. I do think I'm going to add some of this though. We're going to go around the fat here. Because we don't want any more fat. We just want this oil. That's how you know it's good broth, when it's gelatinized. Alright, let's see how that kind of loosen it up, add some flavor in there. Isn't that interesting seeing it gelatinized like that? That's from the bone. I like that in there. Let's add all of it. I did move the fat to the side. I'll add it in with the rest of the beef, so that way the next thing I cook with it, I can use that fat for it. I think I'm going to need a bigger pot because I got to add the noodles too. Alright, I got to switch pots. I usually make it work, but I do not think that it'll make it work in this particular case. So we are switching. Alright, lift you guys up a little bit. There we go. You see how I kind of made it a little more soupier, adding that. We're also going to add some sour cream. I know I'm using the spoon and the thing. I'm fine. Home cooking's different than if you're cooking in a restaurant, you know. Gonna add just a little bit of salt and pepper. the pork's kind of like super shredding, so it's like little pieces of meat now, which is, I mean, I don't mind. You could have big pieces of beef, but the little ones, kind of fine too, especially for the kids. You just had some loose teeth, you know. All right, so these noodles are cooked, but they're cold, so I'm gonna kind of put them in the sauce and then get some of the sauce over it, and it'll heat it up, and then it should break up pretty easily. I'm gonna switch to some tongs so I can get in here and break up the noodles. Break it up, break it up. So I've used all kinds of different pasta for this. Egg noodles, I've used bow tie pasta, that's fun. You could use spaghetti. You could serve this over like rice or mashed potatoes too, if you don't have noodles. Alright, we're gonna let those noodles heat up a little more, and then what do you think? I think that looks pretty good. Try noodles. Whoa. That's good, guys. Yeah, the noodles are a little cold still, so we're gonna make a couple more minutes here. And then I have some peas and carrots in the microwave for a veggie.
That's cute.
8.
Alright, everybody. That's what's for dinner. Yum. Everybody, for tonight's dinner, we're going to be using this Bobble Lee pre-cooked pizza crust. I got some little bit of mozzarella cheese. This is some sharp cheddar I'm going to sprinkle on there. And then I have some pizza cheese here. We are going to use barbecue sauce for the base. And then I have some of our barbecue pork left. This is one with the barbecue sauce that I had for the kids. So this is what we're going to put on top. I am going to heat this up a little bit so it can get on there evenly. Chef Mike for a minute. I think there's 2 crusts in here. Nope, one big one. That works. Oh yeah. Alright, let's squirt some of this Chick-fil-A sauce. This is really sweet. It doesn't have high fructose corn syrup though, I was just looking. Just water, tomato paste, sugar, brown sugar, distilled vinegar, corn syrup solids, then corn syrup, pineapple juice. So, nothing too bad in here. Alright, let's put some of this meat on there. You know, every time I try and use utensils, it just doesn't work out. And it just works so much better just to use your hands. Now, if you got clean hands, use them. Oh, this is gonna be good. You could do chicken on this, like barbecue chicken. Oh, don't forget, just because you have a pizza crust doesn't mean it has to be like pizza sauce. You could really put like any kind of stuff on here. Yeah. Man, I still got more. Ah! That one roast made so much meat. We got Cubans on the menu too. I've been meaning to make, so we gotta make those soon. All right. I also have the oven set at 425. This doesn't really have to cook though. It just needs to heat up, melt. Sprinkle, 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 sprinkle. Now this is some very sharp cheddar, so you gotta use this in moderation here. Sprinkle on top. Boom. Alrighty. I mean, I'm not putting much on this. We're keeping it simple, so that's once the heat. We got this ready before the oven even finished preheating. So once this preheats, we're gonna put this in for probably about 10 minutes. I'll bring it back. All right, everybody, oven's preheated. Let's put this in, 425. I'm gonna do 15 minutes. All right, and then we'll check it. There's the scene. Oh, you guys, look at that. All right, guys, that was exactly 25 minutes. Look at that. That's a pizza. Let's let it cool down and then we'll cut her up.
Alright, I can't take it anymore. Let's cut her up.
If you have never made a barbecue pizza, you need to start. Wow. Alright guys, let's give it a try. Oh, that pork is so good. Alright. We're gonna eat this and let's see what else I can make out of it. Hey everybody, for tonight's dinner, we got some poor boys here. I got my smoky garlic mustard. We got some sliced pickles, Swiss cheese, sliced ham, and some more of our pulled pork. We are gonna make some Cubans. Last time I made a Cuban, I used Snoop Dogg's recipe. Oh, that was pretty good. Snoop Dogg. But I'm just going to make a regular one. I mean, it's pretty much the same ingredients kind of stuff. This is a cheesy one like that. Oh. Alright, it's actually lunchtime, so I'm just going to make one for me to kind of test it. And then, if this all goes well, we're making it for the rest of the crew tonight for dinner. So, I'm going to get the inside a little warmed up. Pulled pork. Go ahead and get this heated up too because it's pretty cold. Now, one thing that I'm going to do for the kids is I'm going to dice all this up with the ham instead of making like layers. You can kind of just make like a spread and add it like a filling, you know. So there's that pulled pork. That's probably good. And then our sliced ham here. I'm just going to do one for now. And then we're going to top it with Swiss cheese. So I would dice the ham, dice the pork, dice the pickles, and then make that a filling, and then melt the cheese on top of it is what I would do. Alright, we got this, we got this. Put that there for now. Smoky garlic mustard. Cover the bottom. And it's a mustard sandwich. Not traditionally, you don't have mayonnaise on this, but you can do whatever you want. If you want to put that mayo on there, I ain't going to stop you. You know how I feel about my mayonnaise. Ouch. Ow. Pickle. Alright, pulled pork, ham, cheese, top. Alright, you ready for this part? Smash, smash, smash. Yeah. I don't know what the traditional meat, or not meat, what's this called? Bread. The traditional bread is for this. But you can use whatever you got. That's why I thought these poor boys here sandwiches would work for this, like a good sub bread. Or if you have like a baguette would be good. Well, that's good. I'm gonna cover it just for a smidgen. Let's add a splash of water. And that will steam in there and help melt this cheese. There we go. Let's give it a cut. Oh, this looks so good. Let's give it a try. Cuban sandwich. Oh, this is awful. You don't want any of this. All right, oh my meat. So guys, what did you think of the food that I made for my family? I think I did pretty good with what I had on hand. Let me know what you think. Every comment goes a long way. Thank you so much, guys. All right, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I'll catch you next time on Mama Baird's.